No.
சரி, ஓகே.
வணக்கம். இன்னைக்கு நம்ம கூட வந்து மிஸ் பத்துல் துராப் இருக்காங்க. ஷி இஸ் a founder of the Raven Claw Branding அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு சென்னை பேஸ்ட் ஆர்கனைசேஷன். இப்போ அவங்கள வரவேற்போம். Good evening, Batul. How are you?
Hi, Areed. I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having me at 10 o'clock. Some entertainment in the night after dinner.
This show will have 3 segments. The first segment will be all about you. Who is Batul? Where is she from? Where did she do her schooling? Favorite teacher? Friends கூட சேர்ந்து பங்க் பண்ணது முதல் கொண்டு you can share everything. அதுக்கப்புறமா second segment would be about the topic, the art of effective branding, and how is the scenario now, and what is going to be the scenario after the lockdown. How do you see it? Then the third one would be more focused on the surprise segment part, which is going to be I'll explain when we get there. First we'll start with who is Batul.
Okay. My name is Batul Turab. Born and brought up in Chennai. I would like to call myself a total Madrasi, a South Indian, a Tamilian, whatever you call. I love being here, no matter where I've come from, where I hail from. So we hail from different parts of the country. Maharashtra, we come from Gujarat, and our ancestors were in different countries. So, but yeah, I love myself. I'm a Tamilian. That's how I would like myself to be throughout my life. Okay. I have studied in a convent school called St. Clements. Like when we used to study, parents always used to think that convent schools are the best kind of schools to give you discipline, and the kids won't go, they won't get spoiled basically. But yeah, that couldn't stop us. We still got a little bit spoiled. But then I'm so proud of studying in a convent school. The kind of education that they offer, it's fabulous. And I studied in this college called MOP Vaishnav. We've done electronic media, and then I did my mass communication, after which I pursued journalism, and then I dived into advertising. That happened through the excellent campus interviews that we have at MOP Vaishnav College. Yeah, and from there the journey started of being an advertiser. Our first company was RK Swami. So I've always worked in international ad agencies. The best part of working in such ad agencies is that you get to learn everything from the basics to what you need to know when you're out there and not working for anybody, when you're a professional on your own. So அந்த டைம்லேருந்தே எனக்கு like when I joined my first job, what happens is, when you join, it's your first job, and people think like, oh, just be careful. They'll try to take advantage of you, and it'll dump you with work and things like that. But you know what? I enjoyed that phase. I really enjoyed it, because that's where I learned the most. Staying up late, staying up in office, working with all your seniors, and you can be naive, but I felt the naive part of me, a little bit ignorant about things, and not having the mentality if somebody's trying to like make use of your time, and trying to overload you with work and things like that. I didn't have any such things in my mind. I just went with the flow, and I learned the maximum. I loved advertising. Like, if you give me a chance at any point in my life, I would want to be only in advertising and advertising. There's nothing else that I want to do. I love my job. I love working for, and I just enjoy what I do, basically. I love my clients, the way we work together, the synergies that we have. It's great. So that's what about my childhood. My friends, I've had the best of friends. I'm so glad that I am with the kind of friends that I have right now, because they just sometimes when you have your ups and downs, especially when you're a creative person, you have these ups and downs more. Sometimes you're at the peak, and you have the best of ideas and things like this. Sometimes you just dip a little bit, and that's when you need your friends. They just bring back that energy into you. I love my friends. I love my mentors that I've had in advertising. They're just fabulous. Even the mentors who I have now, I mean, like, seriously, I wouldn't be what I am for the kind of mentorship that I have been given for. So the what I would define is basically learning through all different phases of my life has been as what has made me what I am today. I never had this I don't want to learn, I don't do this kind of a job, I'm not working that late. I never had that kind of attitude. I was up for anything. I'm like, you tell me, I'm up, that's it. So that's what made me what I am today, and I enjoy it. Yeah.
Thank you. What can you tell me on some of the lessons you have learned in this journey?
Okay. um you know Lessons I would say is to be patient, to be extremely patient, because uh, especially when, I mean, I was a pampered kid all throughout, and you have kind of attitude that you get what you want. But the job has really taught me to mellow down, to understand where your roots are,
Hmm.
and uh, to basically make you patient, that everything, it's not served you on a platter. And I mean, my entire professional journey, although my childhood have been very smooth, and I've enjoyed my professional journey, has been tough. I mean, I've got the best of bosses, but it's been tough because you need to decide what you want to do. You have to decide that, is this what I want? And there are so many phases of confusions that happen in your life, but then that confusion, once you keep sorting them out, it makes you what you are. One of the biggest lessons is how to like, when in my first job, I was actually hired as a management trainee, like a brand manager. But what happened is, as I jumped into the job, I realized that I don't enjoy management as much as what I enjoy doing art, and how I enjoy doing my scripts and things like that. So I had to decide at that point, like, what is it that you want to do? Do you want to stay as a management where the pay scale is great, you can jump, your pay scale moves by 100, 200%, 300% in couple of years. But when you're a creative person, your pay scale is not that great. But I had to make a choice, that what is it that I really want to do. So at that phase, I spoke to my boss and I told her that, this is what I'm going through. You think you can help me out? I mean, I don't think, her name was Malini. I don't think you'll ever have such bosses these days, because she told me, what, try both. Do 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 both with equal commitment, equal interest. And and that really helped me to decide what, that whether I wanted to be on the management side, or whether I wanted to be a creative person. But now, if I look at myself, like, I run an advertising agency now, it has helped me a great deal that I was actually on the management side, and then uh, I jumped into creative, because now I know how both the things happen. I know how a client comes to you, how you have to negotiate with the client, how you have to talk to them, how you need to get the brief, what is it that is required for the client that you need to do. I am able to understand the client better only because I experienced this whole thing of doing two jobs. You imagine, you're getting paid for one, but you're actually doing two jobs, which was hectic. But it's paying me off right now. I mean, that's I think the biggest experience, that I was juggling between both the departments, and finally decided what I want to do. But it's helping me now because I know how these things work and across departments.
Okay. Thank you. Now we'll move on to the main segment. Okay.
Ah,
When you say branding, okay,
yeah.
explain that in layman terms, so that people can understand. When you say branding, what do you exactly mean?
Okay. So basically, what I would say, like, how do you sell yourself? Basically, that's how you start from. I'm like, I'm Batul. How do I want to sell myself? do I want to sell myself as somebody is extremely interested in films or movies, or somebody who's interested in probably music? How do I want to sell myself? So for example, like it's basically about how it's everything for me is about selling. Like if I'm talking to somebody, it's like, how do I talk to him in a way he wants to perceive me as? If he wants to perceive me as a friendly person, I'm going to have a good chat with him. If I want him to perceive me as somebody who's interested in business and talking about his brand products, I would start initially talking about things like that. If I want him to perceive me as somebody who's interested in politics, I would start a subject on politics. Basically, how I want them to think who I am or what I am. That's how is branding.
Okay,
So
so
that's how I
it's
would define.
okay. So it's you help people how they want to be perceived as. They come to you and they say, "This is my product," or "This is my service," or as a personal branding client, I come to you and say, "Like, I want people to see me as this. Help me in that," and you support and you guide. You basically give the entire activity chart and help people see me the way I want to be seen, right, or perceived.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Now,
Correct.
now, what were like? See, the scenario before COVID was completely different, where things were smooth, and you have initial meeting, and then you get the client brief, then you work on that, and then you get back to them with your solutions, and they agree on it, or there's some revisions on that, and then you come up with whatever areas to be, which stream, what kind of changes to be done, which medium to be used. All those things happen. With this current scenario, where for sure uh, it's not going to be like what it used to be before. Lot of things have changed. People's perception about every single business has changed, and
Yes.
people also have certain very strong way of seeing things now. For example, like when people used to think of, okay, I will just come and have a great experience in this particular place. Now it's uh, more of safety, and they look for certain things. It's very clear. They were initially spending on things in which they felt like spending, in areas where they felt it is okay to spend, but now it's more of necessity. Is this needed? Their approach has changed. The way they see things have changed. That's mainly because a lot of changes has happened from the say business angle, from the employer employee angle. A lot of layoffs have happened, a lot of people have been fired. These kind of things are happening now. As a branding consultant, a branding expert, having an agency, if people come to you and say, like, see, we have certain targets, we have to achieve that. At the same time, now we have this scenario. What could be your advice to overcome this? Of course, it changes. This industry wise, it changes. I understand that. But basic things, what should businesses basically to focus to at least hold on to the image? What should they do? Because the image shouldn't be diluted. They can't go from selling, say, for example, 20,000, they can't come down to 2,000. At the same time, they can't be just keeping quiet when others are going with certain different strategies. If you are suggesting some strategies to certain businesses, basic things, what would you suggest to survive this lockdown wave?
Okay. Okay. Hari. So the
Hmm.
thing is, we've had a lot of clients who have come to, even actually before the clients came to us. What happened is this: when March 15th is when the lockdown was announced, right? And you you won't believe, even when February ended, like during March first week, I kind of anticipated that we are going to be working from home, and what I had done then is I had shifted all my colleagues' computers first to their homes. I made sure they have good broadband connection because it depends area to area. And at that very moment, I had informed the client. The basically whole thing is we have to anticipate even at this moment what you want to do. Like we anticipated that, we listed down few clients who we knew that they have to remain shut. They can't do anything because of the lockdown and the rules and regulation. You know, that's when a person like us, when when you're really interested in the client's business, their business kind of becomes our business. That's really what we think. It's like we feel, if they are having a loss, it's like we feel that we are also having a loss. It's for me, it's my clients are my topmost priority, my employees and my clients. It's like if they do great business, I am like, over the moon. They call and they tell you that this is what has happened, because that's the kind of relationship we have, because it all comes to commitment, how honestly you work with these clients, and they kind of understand that you are end of the day, you want them to have good amount of business. Like, we have gone to our own clients, have told them, like, we are telling you, do not do anything for the next 2 months. Don't do anything. We had shoots that we had to cancel, things like that. We like, please don't do it. Right now, what you need to do is just focus on your digital medium, and that's about it. Digital medium hardly costs you much, you know. So we had immediately put them on a digital track and told them that at this time, when you also have enough time to think about your business, and when we also have enough time to concentrate on your business, let's create your story. Let's create what your company is all about. Because what happens when your day-to-day life, we are so busy in doing so many things, we don't have time to think about our own product. So this was the time when the client and us, we came together, decided that, you know what, this is the time, we will not get this time again. This is once in a lifetime opportunity to create what your brand is, to tell the people, hey, this is what we are, listen to us, this is what we do. Create the entire image, communicate to them, reconnect with them. That's what we did. We made them reconnect to all their customers, and that's what even we did. Because we felt that if the client is losing their business, it's truly we are losing. I feel for them, because money, there are a lot of things that are happening. People are being off their jobs and things like that. It is not a good scene out there. But what I feel is, in this whole thing, the anticipation as to what is going to happen. I am that. Okay, I'm the kind of person who thinks of the negative first and then thinks of the positive, because I'm that kind of a practical person. I don't want the sweet talk or the sugar coating and things like that. Let's get to the point. What's the worst that can happen? Okay, what's the next worst thing that can happen? So I think the worst first and then think what is the positive next. Because if you're prepared for the worst, you know how to deal with the positive. So sometimes it happens, like, it's funny. Really do not know how to take in compliments. Like when somebody says, hey, you know what, something is wrong. I'm all alert, all ears. I'm like, look for it. What is it that something is wrong? We work that way. We think of the negatives, then think of the positive, and that's how we were able to survive this entire lockdown. And all my clients, no complaints. Although there was the loss in business, everybody had loss in business. A lot of our clients and a lot of people, not just my clients, everybody had loss in their business. But they knew that this is just temporary. This is just for a few months. We have to recover, and we will be back with a bang. And now, since slowly things have started to come back to normal, things are looking fine. There is a ray of light. And yeah, that's how it is. We go with the flow.
Okay. Now, let me give you a question.
Is this a surprise element?
There's a four scenarios which I'm going to share with you now. Okay.
Okay.
Normally this comes a little bit a later part, but I want to share it now so that you have enough time to think and explain it, because it's 4 segments. You're getting a phone call. Okay.
Okay.
And this is from Maniratnam. And he says,
Okay.
and this guy,
Okay, you have my number, please.
and he says, Batul, I've been, it's from his office. Okay. First, his manager speaks to you, or He says, "Sir has been seeing your work and the impact you have been creating to the businesses. He's been observing. He has a idea of coming up with a movie focused on his lockdown and focused on four different stories in a movie. The first one is about a model, okay, who was
Mm-hmm.
really 365 days were not enough. He was flying. He was based out of Chennai, but he was flying to different countries for the shoot, and most of the brands wanted him as a model, as an ambassador. The second story is about a hospital, which was a mother and child hospital, which was doing really well. Okay, it's a service, it's a set of doctors, everything was going on extremely smooth, and everybody felt as a prestige symbol to have their wife or sister admitted there for the childbirth. The third
Okay.
category is a chain of shops. It's a chain, national chain, Indian chain of electrical and electronic goods across India. They were very famous for their reliability and the pricing. The fourth one is an entrepreneur who is a businessman who is really known for not just the business but also for his oratory skills, and is famous, and everywhere they see him as a sign of success. All these four people were doing really good, four different scenarios, and suddenly this happens. COVID happens, COVID-19, lockdown and everything. So they're all like not any other person. They've come down and they're not in the wherever they were. They've all come down. They've come to the place where they started from scratch. They have to start now. What Mani Ratnam wants you to do is, as a branding consultant, as a branding expert, what would be your strategy for all these four different people? One is an individual who is a model. Second person is a businessman who is seen as a symbol of success.
Symbol of
Then,
success. Yeah.
and then the third one is a hospital, which is seen as a symbol of prestige for people to get admitted there for childbirth. And then another one is the national chain, where they were competing with international chain online business. They were giving competitive price electronic and electrical goods. So now you are given 48 hours to come up with a nice story around it, and this is what the manager says. But since we have only 1 hour, the whole program, I'll give you 40 seconds time. You can think about it and then jot down some key points, and you can tell one by one what will you do and how will you help
First,
them with branding. You can go
first
with
of all,
any order you want. Okay,
okay.
and the
First
best
thing,
part I'll tell you, and the best part I'll tell you, I came to know from Dr. Rinji Viswam that you like Madhavan. So in all the four stories, the female lead will be you, the male lead will be Madhavan. Okay.
uh,
So now you go ahead and think, and please let me know uh, who, what will be the strategy for each story. You can come up with the names. I'll allow you to be as creative as possible. If you want to give names for four sections of it, go ahead. Okay. Normally, this show has a different approach, but having given a brief about you and where you'd like to be creative and you'd like to add your magical touch to it, and I've already been given a brief about you, so I've changed a little bit about the. I've changed the pattern a little bit. So I want your viewers who are waiting to see the other side, the creative side of you. Okay, time is yours.
okay.
Over to you.
So, Hari, first of all, you put a lot of pressure by saying that Mani Ratnam sir has called me. So there is a brain freeze there. Yeah. I mean, like, wow, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Okay. So, okay. For a model, okay, if there
Hmm.
is a model who was at the top,
Hmm.
and of course, because of the COVID scenario, they're not able to go on the ramp,
Correct.
nor are they able to go and and especially a life of a model is also very creative. You have to get creative. You need to have that creative space, and because they're dealing with a lot of designers, creative people themselves, makeup artists. So I can imagine the kind of stress they would be going through as well during this phase where they've been locked down, especially the kind of profession that they are in. They have to be free. It is a stressful scenario for people like them as well. How I would like to brand somebody. Okay, uh, have you heard of this song April Mail? That one was with Prabhu Deva.
Yeah, பசுமையே இல்ல.
April. So how I think of this is like during April and May, there's nobody that you could see. There are no models. Everybody is gone, and there comes da 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 da, and then in during the you- and then they start talking about June and July in that song.
Hmm.
The actor is Prabhu Deva in that. It's an old movie actually, and Ilayaraja sir is the musician in that song.
Yes.
If you can sing the line, it will be great. Can you?
Sorry, I don't sing la. It's April Maile,
No.
Pasumaile. I remember that.
Ah.
That's from movie Idayam, and it's Prabhudeva's brother Sundaram. No, Sundaram.
Yes.
Yeah, Rajasundaram. Okay. Rajasundaram is
Yes.
dad. Okay. Okay.
So I would think of it like you couldn't see anybody in April and May. All the ramps were shut. Everything is shut. You can't see people. So basically, the whole song is. I'll give you a setting for people who don't know. The setting is during April and May is when the vacation period is. Okay. And these guys, usually guys, look for girls throughout the year. College going women, and it's just a phase that everybody faces.
Okay.
So they're trying to say that April and May is a very dry month. You don't see anybody. You don't see women, and it's such a sad thing. And all you see is you're in the bus, and you see only old women, old people coming in, going out. So it's a very sad thing. And then it comes like June and July, and that's when all the girls have started going to college, and then again the life is back and things like that. I would really associate this whole phase like April, May, things were down and people were like in their houses locked down, and now look at the brighter side. Things have opened up, things are going to open up, and June and July it's got a little better, and look at the bright. So that's how I would brand the model, like hey, I'm back, let's look forward, there's a layer of pride, and that's how I would think of a model. What do you think?
Okay. But but as a model, what I want to know is like, how do I reposition myself? I understand the song which you said. Now it's a dull phase, and then it's going to get better. But how would I reposition myself? What would be the strategy in branding part as a personal brand? I was seen as a successful model. Now this COVID phase, I'm nowhere to be seen. And normally, what happens when people who are highly successful, who have their calendars filled for at least 2 to 3 years, and suddenly when you ask them to stay quiet, maybe 5 days, 10 days, fine, but after a month they can't be without doing anything. Since they're used to tight schedule and always seeing successes, they feel they're missing out on things, right? For that matter, not even you can even consider a sports person. They're always used to be on media, always used to be on field, always used to be performing in front of their fans, and this kind of phase where model, how would he rebrand himself? What would he do? Okay, one is waiting and hoping positively things will change. Maybe it doesn't, because see, when we started, we had first one few days, then 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, then another month, then 15 days, another 15 days, then 12 days, now another one more month. So we do not know when it's going to, it may or may not, may or may not. So in this period, I like the way you mentioned about like how the company has to use this time to come up with the stories about them, to connect with their clients, and then preparing this kind of a nice time which they have in hand. Similar pattern is anything which a person who's looking in personal branding can do. Is there anything a model can connect with his companies or with his clients or with the fans or public? Can he or she do something so that he or she is able to maintain that connect? Because normally what happens most of this time, this lockdown and all those things, people have forgot about other things. If you notice, the most spoken word, the most thought about thing is only this COVID and Corona. But
Yeah.
we want to have this person come and say, see, it has to be something. He has to be remembered. At the same time, he has to position himself in a right way. He can't go down to anything and everything just to be on the people's maintain the connect. It has to be something of his level. It has to be something of his caliber. At the same time, it should also help him with his career. Or maybe you can first start with the hospital or with the business, then we'll come to him for the initial for the personal branding part.
Okay.
We'll start with
Yeah,
we'll start with the
give me
business.
a. It's fine. While you were talking about the model, I
That
was thinking about a strategy
uh,
where you ask the audience, "Did you miss me?"
this kind of things, like, do you miss me? In what way you want me to be appearing once in a, say, a week? How do you? Because see, most of us have taken this medium now to connect, to discuss, to uh, talk about certain topics which will be helpful for the viewers. So he can probably take online medium to
Yes.
connect with his audience. That's one, very good. And then that can be, see, as a model, if he's maintaining his physique, then he probably could give some tips for people to maintain their physique
Okay.
or mental state of mind. This kind of things. Okay, that part I agree. Please go ahead.
So, how I would think of this is basically I want the audience and him to connect with each other in a way where this guy actually goes, and the whole concept should be like, "Hey, did you miss me?" The whole campaign of the model should be, "I am back. Did you miss me?" And then you first start with the teasers, like, "Did you miss me?" And the model says, "You know what? I missed looking at your face glaring at me when I walked the ramp. Yes, I miss me. Hey, I missed wearing wearing the clothes to show you how they look. I missed it for you. Did you miss me?" So the whole campaign around it. We know he's back. We know he's a great model. The whole campaign should be around, "Did you miss me?" And that's why you connect with the audience. Now what has happened, no Hari, over the times, like initially when you look at print medium, you're connecting one ad to one person who's reading the newspaper. Now it's happened that because of social media, because of digital, one ad connects to like millions of people. And that
Mm.
one, like if I just say, "Did you miss me?" And he's a supermodel. I mean, come on, you can look at the kind of interactions you're going to get from people. "Hey, I missed you. I missed looking at you. Hey, I missed your show. How are you? When are we going to be back? I want to meet you. Just wave." Things like that. Let social distance hug. That's a new thing, right? Hey, social distance hug and social distance kisses and things like that. I would like to see that kind of drama happening. Mr.
Okay.
Ratnam sir loves drama. So I would create the drama and create the suspense and how they missed each other, and that's where the story is going to be of a model coming back.
Okay. Okay. So the viewers who are seeing this in this video, there's a comment box. Go ahead and write. If you're watching this, hashtag did you miss me? Hashtag did you miss me? Okay. Proceed.
Okay, I'm waiting.
Second one.
Okay. Okay, so let's look at a multi-store. Probably we can look at a store where there's a lot of
Mm,
electronics
mm,
sold in a store.
mm,
How I would look at rebranding is, how about your phones and your microwave sitting inside the store, and you have all these things are talking to each other.
mm,
Like your phone is saying, "Hey, nobody has come and touched me for so long, yeah." The microwave is
mm.
like, "I feel so hot just sitting in here. without anybody putting anything inside my micro oven. And then you have your, all these things talking to each other. And one guy is like, nobody's even come to do window shopping. So sad. And then and suddenly you have people barging in the store, and all these people are like, oh, let's go back into the place. Let's go back, sit in our place. And they'll come back and touch us and see us and meddle with us. I would love all the meddling. It's okay. Let them do what they want. That's how I would look at it.
Okay, we have Rizwana. We have Rizwana. Hashtag did you miss me? We have Mr. Vishwanath. Did you miss me? Awesome thought process. Good. Okay, now second with the electrical and electronic chain, they're gonna. Can you repeat the phrases which you just said? Like the phone says, "Nobody touched me for a while."
Yeah, nobody's touched me or felt me in such. First, what we'll do is first we'll just hear the audio. Nobody's touched me in a while. Okay. What is happening? Nobody has felt me. I feel so hot in here without anybody doing anything. And then you show that the phone is talking.
And the microwave.
Yeah, the phone is talking to another phone. The microwave is saying, like, I feel hot without me even being switched on for such a long time. And you have probably a mixie who's saying that without being switched on, my brain is just churning in and out. I don't see any people. Then we talk about things like that, and let's bring them back.
Okay, good. Now let's move to the hospital.
See, the hospital, I mean, right now there's a really high demand for hospitals. Like, I was just thinking, like, how do you rebrand a hospital? I'm thinking of a scenario where it's a mother and child hospital, like what you said, and suddenly you don't. It's not used for that purpose. Is it what you're saying?
It is a mother and child hospital, but what happened because of this COVID and all those scenario, most of the people have not. I mean, they used to be like busy hospital, but then now they are not busy. Okay, and they opted, instead of going all the way to that hospital, they opted to go to nearby hospitals. They can't be without going to hospitals for deliveries. They have to, but instead of going to that luxury healthcare, they're opting to go to a nearby hospital. So this one, which is seen as a prestige symbol, is not having its regular clients. How do they attract their clients back? That's the area. That's the area where they want your expertise.
Okay, so what I think of hospital is a hospital. I mean, a hospital is only a hospital with doctors. Without doctors, it is just a building with 4 walls.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So how I would like to brand them again is show the face of the hospital, show those heroes, show the doctors who were there. I think that's what made the hospital what it is.
Correct.
That's how your people, I mean, the care that you've given to your patients, that's how it is. A hospital is only a hospital with its doctors. That's how I would brand the whole thing. And
so it's like bringing the hospitals and the frontliners, showing them with like Superman and superheroes.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
That's the area. Super. Okay.
So the days of Batman and Superman is gone. Now you have only the doctors lined up. Correct. And they have capes.
Okay. Doctors with capes. Right. Now we move on to the business entrepreneur, businessman.
Okay. This reminds me of a movie which Maniratnam sir did with Abhishek Bachchan, Guru. The story of a businessman.
Correct.
Where they show that Dhirubhai Ambani, how he started from nothing and what he became during his lifetime.
Correct. He achieved.
It just brought me that whole concept of Guru is like the movie which created the story of the richest people in the world. So how do I come up with something for? I have already Maniratnam sir guru there
Okay.
waiting.
Any other
I,
thoughts on, like, see, the idea is to actually come up with something creative, which people see. For example, now
yes,
people have started the hashtag "Did you miss me" is coming. In fact, one person has said, "Did you miss me, mummy?"
uh, okay, he's not my son. Okay.
And we have Vandana. Batul, did you miss me? Amazing campaign idea. Okay.
Oh, I miss you so much. Please come back, guys.
Oh, we
At
have
least we all need to be in the same city.
Dr. Rinji. Did you miss me? And I think
Oh
both
my
of us will
God.
say, and I think both will
Oh,
say yes, yes, Dr. Rinji. Okay.
I miss
We
you
did
guys. I mean, like,
good.
oh, it's so nice to see. Thank you. I miss you guys.
Okay. Now,
Okay.
so the first one, of course, there's other things going on. If you're seeing this, I said, like, type, did you miss me? People have typed. And now the next one is, if you're seeing this, go ahead and type, nobody touched me.
Ooh.
This is for the electronic. No, this is for the electronic shop campaign, which Miss Batul has come up with. But anyway, okay, doctors with cape, awesome idea. We'll go with that. Now you explain about this businessman
Okay.
person whom you were talking about. Um, what ideas would you want to take from Guru?
Ah, hardworking.
Okay,
I mean, the
how do
kind
we
of
pronounce?
hardworking
Okay,
people that people I don't see the kind of even with the some of the people who I know, the hardworking part is missing. I know how my dad used to work. I mean, he
okay,
comes from the Dhirubhai Ambani's generation. So
okay,
I'm just
okay.
saying, I know the kind of hard work they put in
Correct.
for doing the work. And even now, he is about 75 years old. And even now, he goes to his office and
Okay.
we keep telling him, don't go. Don't. I'm just talking about the commitment level that they have, the resilient attitude. They just are there to do something. So if this hi. So if businessmen who are hardworking, committed, and who feel for the business, who even other people react, I mean, work with, um, how I think for people like that, they already have it in them that nothing can stop them. It's just hard work. You
Okay.
have to show them like they are again rising from the ashes.
Okay.
You're slowly building things. You're rising from the ash, and then you're becoming a phoenix
Ah,
again.
good.
That's how I would see them.
Okay, then
You
we go
put
with
that.
the. Then we say,
Sorry,
like, then the hashtag would be I'm the Phoenix, or Phoenix would be the
yes,
theme. Okay,
phoenix. So you
Phoenix would be
show
the,
like little bit of hard work, little bit commitment, little bit this,
and then
how it
they
slowly
rise.
comes, and then you have your whole visual of a phoenix just being formed. You're back
Okay,
again.
okay. You're able to bounce back strong. You are able to build back
Yes.
better, bounce back strong. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Now the first question is over. We are moving on to the second question. You ready? Okay.
Oh my God. Okay. This is a surprise one, right?
Yeah, this is a surprise one.
Okay. Okay.
You are given a time machine. Okay,
Okay.
and you can go back to your college days,
Okay.
and you
You go
can
back to my
relive.
college.
You can go back to your college days, and you can relive the moment. But you can take only two people with you. Who will you take with you, and which particular phase would you go back? And you tell exactly what kind of, like, when you miss certain days in that particular college period. You can take two people with you. Okay, who are the two people from today's world you will take along with you, and why?
So these people are somebody who were with me in college, or
It could be them, or people from now who you want to be. You want people from now, from this stage, from 2020. You want to take two people with you to that stage.
Okay. Uh, See, I'm a kind of an emotional being. Okay, little
Okay.
bit emotional as well.
Okay.
So I would like to actually experience
Hmm.
how generation apart kind of reaction or emotions are there. I'm
Okay.
totally into your time machine. I am in there. Okay, so I've
Okay.
already imagined. I am going to take my grandfather and
Okay.
I'm going to take my son.
Okay.
Different generations apart,
Different. Yeah. And then you're
and I
going to
want to
take them
show
to your
them.
college.
Yeah, I'm
Good.
like, boss, you got to see what I did in college. Granddad, you don't have the opportunity to go to college, but this is what I did. You came with me to college to drop me, but you know what I did? Inside the
Yep.
college, this is what I did. This is what. And my son, I want my son to learn to enjoy his college life the way I did. I mean, my
Mhm.
college, I loved my college, my education. So these are the
Okay.
two people I would be really interested in taking.
Okay.
I mean, my granddad was a total fun person,
Okay.
and he's no more. But that's the emotional part that I still want. If he was there, I would have still taken him and gone.
Okay. Good. So
He
we
has the
have.
right to know what his grandchildren did.
So we, this is really good. This is really good. Okay, we have a lot of guests, a lot of viewers. So first is Hartika.
Okay.
Then she has said she's also from Columbus. Then we have Way to Go
Hi,
Batul, Adif Leri. Okay. Then we have
Adib. Hi.
Rizwana Asmi. Did you miss me?
Of
Then we
course,
have
I do.
Vishwanath. Did you miss me? Awesome thought process. Then we have, of course, we
Thank
saw
you.
him where you say, "Did you miss me,
He's
mommy?"
not my son.
Then we have, "Did you miss me?" from Mail Devyanai. Then Vandana
May.
has,
Yeah.
and then Vandana has messaged, "Batul, did you miss me? Amazing campaign."
Thank
Then
you, Vandana.
Dr. Rinji, we saw, "Did you miss me?" Doctors with Cape, awesome idea.
Ah,
Then
thank you. Thank
Rizwana also come up with doctors, superheroes as superheroes. Okay.
Okay.
Then Rizwana, I'm the Phoenix. We have another again Vishwanath saying I'm the Phoenix. We have Mastan saying Phoenix rise up to the sky. Good.
Yes.
Now you can go ahead and thank all the people who have helped you to be who you are today, uh, personally, professionally. People from your, you know, family side or from professional side, your mentors, whoever has helped you, whoever has guided you, you are you today because of these people. So those are the people you're going to thank. It's basically to pay gratitude to all these people who have helped you to be successful. So please go ahead.
Oh, okay. It's a long list. I mean, list as in I I feel that every person who came across, who I interacted with in my life, whoever, even for a brief moment, the 5 minutes, 10 minutes I spent with them, it would have been beneficial to me. It's totally unfair to actually thank just a few of them. I mean, I would first of all, my parents for giving me such a fabulous education. For my parents didn't were not very highly educated, of course, during that generation, but they made sure that their children are completely highly educated. I would like to thank them, and they never doubted us, like what did we want to do. I think this day, these days, the kind of fuss that parents kind of put on their kids, like, oh my God, he's good in this, and we were running across everywhere. So my fabulous parents, actually, who've given me such a great education. My friends, uh, who understood me all throughout. I mean, it just it wouldn't be possible if they didn't understand me at some points in my life. It is very, and it's for today's generation, guys. It's really important that you have a good companion, good company of friends who are always there to push you. You we all do. We all have to push each other to rise up, do things for each other. That's extremely important to have a great set of friends who would really help you in a long. I mean, for everything, no matter who they are today, but they're the ones who really helped you, and who are there with you. Forget about helping. You don't really look that you look at people only if they help, but then who were with you. That's it. Didn't really have to do anything, say anything, but yeah, who were with you. My family, of course. Uh, who else? My mentors, my mentors from advertising. Malini, who is no more. Um, I would also like to name Shobita. Uh, what kind of women? I mean, I'm so grateful for meeting or coming across such Navneet, those kind of women in my entire life. Uh, you know, it's 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 really. I think I'm lucky sometimes that I've got such great people in my life, or I would just say that I just made use of the opportunity, what I had in front of me, and I did what I could during that time. So really would want to thank all, and Abraham Karim Panal, he was my boss in JWT. A lot of them who really supported. I mean, I think they were just open to ideas. And what I feel is, in anything that you do, you really have to be open. Don't have a block in your head that, hey, and you know what? Ideas can come from anywhere. Talent has no race, talent has no language. Talent is what's in your head and what you can do with nothing, with really, literally nothing, what you can do with that. So that's exactly what talent is. And I felt that those are the kind of bosses who I had and who really took things with the flow. My husband and my son as well, that uh, who kind of sometimes we creative people have these erratic moods, and we have to come up with ideas, and there's stress on your head, and oh my god, you have to tolerate. Can't help it, yeah. That's how it is. And so yeah, my mentors, as current mentors as well, I would say uh, my Mr. Anbu from the advertising club of Madras, Mr. Uday from a project management company, from my cousins, Mr. Ali, Mr. Muhammad, all of them. They give you opportunities at each time in your life, and I feel you just have to be grateful for what you have, basically.
Thank you. Now, the song which you asked
And
for.
also you, Hari.
Oh, thank you.
Also you, people like you who it's so important. I mean, the people like you who have to communicate things. You guys have an agenda that you want to make world a better place, and start people to think with positive thoughts, and let them think about it. Don't get bogged down by the negativity. It's because of people like you that we are able to reach to more people in this.
Thank you. Now, tell me whether this sounds similar to the one. Is this a song which you are talking about?
Which one? Play? Can't hear. Yeah,
This is the one.
coming on the side. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
April, May.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if there's one thing which could sum up what all you have learned so far in your life, okay? Uh, of course, there's been a lot of ups and downs. A lot of people have guided you. A lot of people have helped you to be who you are. A lot of people encouraged you. A lot of people came to your support when there is required, when there is a requirement and things like that, or without even you asking, maybe people came and supported. All those things happen.
Yes.
But if the topmost thing, like if you sum it up, this is one thing I would like to tell to the future generation. What would that one thing be?
Um, the one thing that I would you are made of yourself, who you are, uh, who you want to be, can only be possible by you. Nobody is going to help you in this journey of yours. Take it. I mean, people will be there, they'll say, I'll help you. Don't expect anything in return. Just do things with commitment, honesty, and trust me, do not get diverted with 100 other things that's happening around. Just stay focused, and the things that you dream of, that you want to achieve, is only possible by you and only you. Your parents are there around you, you have your friends, you have siblings, but what you dream of, only you know it, you understand, and only you can achieve it. That's about it. There's nobody else who can do it for you.
Thank you so much, Batul. Like, a lot of discussions in a much different manner, and you took it in a right sense. You also went with the flow. You gave a lot of nice ideas. In fact, people who are in that field can, in fact, take that and develop that concept, and in fact, that can be used. All of them spot on. Okay, thank you so much for spending 60 minutes and sharing your knowledge with great sense of
It's my pleasure.
humor. I really enjoyed this session. I hope you did. And any closing remarks from you, Batul?
Oh, I loved it. I mean, thank you for having me part of the show. I really loved it. Thank you so much, Hari. You've been an excellent host. Like, really. I mean, I
Thank
was
you. Thank you.
nervous before I got on the show, but then you just eased things out for me really well. I mean, like, I got along. I mean, I became myself in like 5 seconds.
In
Like,
fact,
I'm like, okay.
in fact, this is much more better way to actually learn things as well. Because, see, I could have gone directly with some subject questions, directly asking some serious approach, but you would have also answered that. But then what I wanted was, uh, I wanted that Batul's twist. So that's the reason I asked these kind of questions, and then through that, people were
I
also interacting
enjoyed
with
it. The
people.
only
People,
pressurizing The only
Maniratnam.
pressurizing part was Maniratnam sir. I'm like, oh my god, that's something.
Thank you so much, and thanks. I have to also thank Dr. Rinji Viswam, who also suggested few, nice people to be in this show. Thank you, Doctor, and
Indeed.
hopefully, maybe, like, because we're also collaborating with some of the speakers who come, some of the guests who are coming in the show, for shorter capsules of sessions. Okay, we are calling them pods, and it will be like, one topic a week, and that will, like, where they'll come and give the, you attend that pod session, and then that you apply in your business, that you apply for, whichever area you're looking at, that will be applied, and then they come up with what has been the impact and things like that. So would love to collaborate with you. We'll talk offline. Thank you so much, Batul. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you. Thank you so much, Hari. Pleasure.
Bye
Good
bye.
night.
Good night.
Yeah. Bye.
That was a fun-filled session with a lot of deep, interesting knowledge actually blended with it. And thanks to Ms. Batul, thanks to Ms. Renji Viswam, Dr. Renji Viswam. This entire show, we blended it with few questions, which was actually asking the guests to come up with certain creative ideas and things like that. And she took it in a very sportive manner, and she was coming up with real great, nice ideas which could be implemented real time. Similar way, we'll be having more interesting personalities joining us. Thank you so much for all your support.